Instead of AI, I like to use the term augmented intelligence. It's really about giving people the tools to do their job more effectively, not necessarily replacing the person. You had to know exactly what you were dealing with in order to automate it effectively. This idea that it's going to replace people, I really just think is not realistic. If you have gaps in your data, you can deal with that a lot better with agentic AI than you can with traditional RPA and other automation techniques. Well, I think the teams are getting close, but the technology and data stacks still have a long way to go. And data silos is really the area that we're struggling today. I think the biggest challenge is silos everywhere. You have software silos, you have data silos, you have organizational silos. It's just getting worse. The IT environments we have today that these teams are trying to operate weren't designed. They were assembled from off-the-shelf parts, and with that, you get everything that off-the-shelf software comes with it. Its own data model, its own interfaces, its own admin, its own way of working. It's really hard for IT organizations to bring it all together, govern it, and manage the connective tissue between these systems. I see a lot of experimentation going on with AI and IT operations. People looking at different use cases. Where I really see some success and value is in helping operations staff manage documentation and also to figure out where they need to go in order to do the thing that they're intending to do. So imagine you have 100 applications within your organization. Each one of them has 200 pages of documentation that came along with it. Well, that's 20,000 pages of documentation. Good luck trying to figure out which button to press. AI can really help us in that space. I think the biggest misconception is that AI will replace human thinking. Instead of AI, and artificial intelligence, I like to use the term augmented intelligence. It's really about giving people the tools to do their job more effectively, not necessarily replacing the person. Yes, there will be some jobs that are replaced entirely, but in general, it's about helping people manage more data and changes that happen faster. And this idea that it's going to replace people, I really just think is not realistic. So traditional automation really relied on a lot of structure and consistency. You had to know exactly what you were dealing with in order to automate it effectively. Agentic AI allows you to fill in the gaps in either the instructions or the commands and the things that you're trying to do in a way that allows us to automate more and deal with more uncertainty. The benefit of that is where I see this going, and that is moving AI agents out of the space of IT into the business realm where individual users across the organization have the ability to create agents to assist them in their job roles. That's where we're going to see a lot of impact going forward. But it all comes down to the fact that you don't have to be as precise. You can talk in natural languages. If you have gaps in your data, you can deal with that a lot better with agentic AI than you can with traditional RPA and other automation techniques. So I think we need to unpack that into the different layers. From a culture perspective, leaders need to embrace the idea of change. There's a lot of fear driving the decision-making right now. And from a cultural perspective, that's getting in the way of what's possible. From an organizational perspective, orgs need to define what the goal is, what their intent, what problem they're trying to solve with this tool. It's a tool like anything else. It's what you want to do with it that's important. And orgs need to do more in terms of defining that. And then from a technology perspective, it's really around silos. We need to break down the software silos, the data silos, manage the connective tissue and get to the point where we can govern the AI agents that are spanning across these things. I think we're going to get to the point where AI orchestration or agent orchestration becomes the primary topic of the day because it's what's going to allow us to break down the silos that have built up over decades. One workflow. I'd suggest change management. We spend a lot of time trying to understand who's using this, who's using that. Also understanding how data flows within systems. So you can use AI to help you analyze timestamps and things like that to understand your data flows. That change management and that impact assessment spans across the ITSM stack of processes. You need it when assessing changes. You need it when doing incident management, understanding the root cause of problems. That's where I think we can really have the most impact. And AI can do that for you today. So I think there's three things we got to look at here. The first one is data privacy and data access controls. There's a lot of concern today, and it's real concern, about AI creating an opportunity for people to bypass the access controls you have in place and gain access to data or share access that they really shouldn't be sharing. Your data is the core of your organization, and you need to find a way to control that. The second area is in ensuring that third-party agents are safe. So, consider the risk when you've got agents that have the ability to perform actions within your organization. How do you prevent hackers and malware and things like that coming in through the agent stack? And so we've got to have some guardrails around that. And then the third one is around preventing uncontrolled AI actions. You need to keep the human in the driver's seat. You don't need AI making decisions, taking actions on your behalf. We're not ready for self-driving enterprises quite yet. Maybe in the future, but not yet today. Right now, we need guardrails to make sure the human's in the driver's seat. I think it's going to shift the focus of skills over the next few years, in a couple of ways. The first one is there's going to be less focus on software development and sort of the software skills, and you're going to need more skills around data integration and how to bring data together from different parts of your organization. In the agentic AI space, there's a whole concept of agent observability, being able to see how these agents are performing, what they're doing. That's something that IT leaders are going to need to understand how that works, and also how to tune your portfolio of AI agents to be continuously relevant in a changing environment. In addition to sort of those skills, the biggest thing I think that leaders need to look at is the mindset shift towards continuous improvement, continuous innovation, and don't be afraid of change. We're in an era of change, and you got to embrace it. Well, the impact of agentic AI, I see it automating out about 80 to 90% of the effort or work that's going on in order to do service management and IT operations today. There's a whole lot of stuff that's just a whole lot of manual effort, people looking at stuff, analyzing logs, doing a whole bunch of manual work. A lot of that can just go away, enabling you to focus more on decision making and analyzing larger, more diverse sets of data. So more data points, analyzing them in real time, and embracing an environment that's constantly changing. And I think AI agents are really going to help drive some of that, because it gives us a new set of building blocks that start stacking on each other, and they're going to add up real quick. I give them two pieces of advice. The first one is get your hands on the keyboard, try it out. You need to see it, how it works for yourself, in order to really understand what's possible and what the limitations are. That's critical today as we're going through the transition. Longer term, you need to become the champion and advocate for AI in your organization. It's going to happen. If you look down, you're going to see a train track. Question is it moving? That's going to tell you whether you're on the train or you're about to get hit by the train.